$1 million max extension with the Cavaliers. He could have waited until next summer and gotten another year and about another $80 million, but he gives Cleveland cost certainty right now. Senior NBA insider Shams Charania joining us now with much more on this story. So we know the Cavs are among the leaders to land LeBron James. How does Mitchell's extension impact that decision?
Kevin, it certainly helps because here you have a franchise cornerstone in Cleveland now doubling down on the franchise. This is the second extension Donovan Mitchell has signed since joining the Cavs in 2022. And I'm told Donovan Mitchell has been hands-on with his approach to trying to help the Cavs and work with the Cavs on roster upgrades after their run to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that does include the pursuit of LeBron James. And Donovan Mitchell has made it clear behind the scenes that he would embrace LeBron James coming and joining him in Cleveland. Another wing player that the Cavs have looked into along with LeBron James after figuring out LeBron James' decision is unrestricted free agent wing Jonathan Kuminga. But this decision by Donovan Mitchell is an early commitment for him. Like you waited a year from now for an extra $80 million, but he decides to double down on the Cavs now. And the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, now are turning their full pursuit toward LeBron James.
Okay, let's get to one guy that played with the Cavs this past season. That is James Harden. He opted out of his deal with Cleveland. What can you tell us about his future with the Cavs?
James Harden will be going back to the Cavaliers, Kevin, just depending on how this shakes out with LeBron James and other upgrades the Cavs are able to make. He will be back, my understanding is, on a multi-year deal. Now, whether that's a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal, a lot of that shakes out after the Cavs offseason moves. But I'm told James Harden, his reps, are on the same page with the Cavs. They want to give the organization as much flexibility as possible to see what upgrades they can make, because they know there needs to be some level of upgrade on the roster, especially on the wings. So whether it's LeBron James, a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, this is a Cavs group led by Kobe Altman, president of basketball operations, that is being aggressive here in the market. And that starts with LeBron James. That's someone that James Harden is waiting to see. That'll dictate his contract.
James, we're all waiting. We're all waiting to see what happens with LeBron James. And when we have that story, I promise you, Shams.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Stephen A. coming at you, courtesy of YouTube, obviously, and SiriusXM. I'm on vacation, but there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over the last few days in the world of sports. Thought I'd touch on it. The first order of business is LeBron James. Where the hell is he going? Where the hell is he going? If you're looking at the reports that have taken place earlier this week, over the last few hours, actually, you'd say it's Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell, the Cleveland Cavaliers, just agreed to a 4-year, $273 million max contract extension that includes a player option for the 2030-2031 season and a full trade kicker. This is according to Shams Charania, who reported talking to his agent, CAA's co-head of basketball, Mr. Austin Brown. So Donovan Mitchell is committed to Cleveland, but he signed a year earlier as opposed to waiting an additional year that would have pocketed him an additional $80 million. He forgoes that, and as a result, because of that, that gives Cleveland, it is believed, a little bit of flexibility. Combine that with the fact that James Harden opted out of his deal, even though he's expected to re-sign with Cleveland. It appears that the two stars of the Cleveland Cavaliers, we can't forget Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, of course, but basically the backcourt of the Cleveland Cavaliers have absolutely positively no problem whatsoever with LeBron James returning back to Cleveland. And so that's what we're looking at right now. So I think the real question is, when we compartmentalize everything, is to ask ourselves a simple question. What's the best destination for LeBron James? Is it joining Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen back in Cleveland with Kenny Atkinson as its coach, considering the troubling playoff performance he had against the New York Knicks? Is it that? Or is it a situation where, going back home, obviously, is something that LeBron is deified in that area of the world, Akron, Ohio, 30 minutes away, growing up outside of Cleveland. We know how much they love him. We know they're going to hang a statue of him there one day, and he'll deserve it, no question about it. Do you go back home where you're going to be beloved and you end your career there? Or do you go back to Miami, where you went to 4 straight NBA finals, won back-to-back championships, the first 2 of your career? Do you do that? Do you go back to Miami, playing for the same coach, Eric Spoelstra, run by the same man, Pat Riley. With Giannis Antetokounmpo as your star teammate as opposed to Dwayne Wade. With Bam Adebayo as his sidekick on that front line. With Bobby Portis being there as well. You got three cats at least 6'10", ready to give you what they got. And the ball will be in your hands because you don't really have a quintessential prototypical point guard, even though that cat Mitchell can play. And you got Tim Hardaway Sr. there. Do you go back to Miami? You got a lot of executives out there speculating that this is the best landing spot for him because Cleveland's style of play ain't gonna cut it. I was speaking to one executive and they were like, Stephen A., when has James Harden ever really given up the basketball? Every place he's been, the ball has been in his hands. In Houston, it was as a scorer. In Brooklyn, it was as a hybrid. Sometimes a scorer, but for the most part a playmaker. But nevertheless, the ball is in his hands because he ain't moving but so much without the ball. How does that work, Stephen A.? How does that work if he goes back to Cleveland? That's why they rule Cleveland out, and they think that Miami is the best possible scenario. Then, of course, you've got the Golden State Warriors out west because the opportunity for LeBron James to team with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter God ever created, is something that's too tantalizing to pass up, not to mention the fact that, one of his good friends, his better friends in the NBA, meaning that of LeBron James, is a guy by the name of Draymond Green who would also be his teammate. I'm hearing they're together right now with Draymond Green doing everything he can to get LeBron James to Golden State. Haven't heard anything else, but that's what you hear. That's the scuttlebutt going on about now. I'll talk to Shams Charania in just a minute. NBA insider extraordinaire for ESPN. He'll break it down for all of us, but that's definitely a possibility. To me personally, that's something that you have to consider. I'll explain it in a minute. The fourth team would be the Minnesota Timberwolves. An opportunity to pair with Ant-Man, and in this case, Ant-Man and now LaMelo Ball. I don't know how that works personally. I think there's one basketball. I think that LeBron arriving there, I don't think that works. And quite frankly, y'all can sit up there and snooze at this all you want to or dismiss this summarily all you want to. Damn it, it gets cold as hell in Minnesota. And I know LeBron is used to that coming from Cleveland, Akron to be specific, but I don't want to hear that. Minnesota's a different kind of cold. Minnesota's a different kind of cold. And when you coming from Southern California sunshine to that, I just don't see it. As great as Ant-Man is, I just don't see it. Not that move. And then there's one last move. Even though there's a multitude of teams who are and should be interested in LeBron James, I think those are your top 5 teams. Here's the 5th team. The Philadelphia 76ers, who recently acquired Jaylen Brown, who's now officially being run by Bob Myers, the 4-time champion architect of the Golden State Warriors, who's got a champion in Coach Nick Nurse, and who now has a stud alongside Jaylen Brown in Tyrese Maxey for LeBron James to play with in the city of brotherly love. It's not something you can summarily dismiss or ignore. It just isn't. It just isn't. So when you look at it from that standpoint and you think about what options LeBron has available to him, some would argue Philly's the best option because if Joel Embiid could give you 50%,